Now let's take a closer look at our browser here. In Live 10 we have these collections here where we can load up our favorite sounds. We will do that later. If we scroll down, we have categories here. This is stuff that ships with Ableton, for example, sounds that ship with Ableton, synth keys or something. These are sounds you already have on your system if you install Ableton. You have instruments here, different instruments depending on what version you're working with, intro, standard or suite. And you also have audio effects below, like reverb, like delays, ping pong delays and whatnot. And below that we have MIDI effects and also plugins if we're using external sound generating devices. For example, I have a couple of different plugins on this computer here, for example Serum, which are basically synthesizers that generate sound. We will take a look at that later. Down here below we have our places, which is everything on our computer, so our custom files and folders where we are keeping our sounds. And now if you're wondering, okay, so how do I get my own recordings into Ableton? This is where you do it. Down here you have this add folder function, and if I click on it, my Explorer or Finder on Mac will show up and I can select a folder where I'm keeping sounds that I want to work with. For example, in my case I have this folder PML sound files and I have a couple of files in there I want to use now, so I just click open. If we scroll back down here, we'll see, okay, we added PML sound files, the folder. If I click on it, I can see what's inside the folder. Here we have a MIDI file, we have a couple of audio files here and a preset for a synthesizer. And we have a very nice new function in Ableton 10, and that's favoriting sounds. For example, if I'm clicking on this drum loop here, I might want to use this later. So if I'm right clicking on this sound now, I can add it to my favorite sounds by selecting favorites here, for example, and it will get this red little dot, and it's going to be very easy to find it later because I just have to go to my favorites now and then I can select it from here. And we can add all sorts of things to these favorites or collections here. For example, if I want to save an instrument to that collection, it's perfectly possible as well. I could go to my plugins, for example, right click on Serum and put that one to favorites. If I'm going back to favorites now, it will show the sample and this device, two totally different things in this collection. And I can also add a sample, for example, to two different collections. I can hit orange here and it will show up with the orange collection now as well. You see those two dots here. So this is very handy in Ableton 10. It really speeds up your workflow. Now you could also rename those collections, or you click edit. And maybe I don't need that many collections, or I don't really need those Max for Live or clips or anything. I can just like uncheck it here and get a better overview of the things I really want to work with. So you could, for example, get rid of this one, click done, and then it won't show up anymore until you add it again and check the box and activate it one more time. Done. And we can also rename our favorite collections by right-clicking on them and then just calling them my favorites or whatever it is you want to name it.